Ha guys, let's get more news about Warriors, but first don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. New details emerge in Lakers Warriors trade talks for LeBron James. A new wrinkle emerged in the foiled Golden State Warriors trade pursuit of Los Angeles Lakers star LeBron James at the trade deadline. According to Substack NBA insider Mark Stein, it was James' powerful agent Rich Paul of Clutch Sports who nicked the talks before they even got past the exploratory stage. It is believed that the Lakers would have reluctantly entertained trade conversations with the Warriors before last February's trade deadline if James wanted them to seriously engage Golden State on a potential deal. Yet league sources say that the reported talks between the teams at the time never got that far, in large part because James' agent Rich Paul was adamantly opposed to the idea of James swapping Southern California for Northern California. Stein wrote Paul was protective of James' image. According to Stein's sources, say Paul implored both teams to scrap the concept, despite some owner-to-owner dialogue between the Warriors' Joe LeCab and the Lakers' Jeanie Buss and Green's determination to lobby James to push for relocation to the Bay Area, largely because he wanted to insulate James from potential backlash over switching teams for the fourth time in his career. Stein wrote James went on record revealing the trade talks did not reach him until it was reported it. The trade talks didn't go far at all, James said on TNT's Inside the NBA broadcast on February 18. I actually heard about it when everybody else heard about it. Obviously, you know, Charles Barkley has been in the league, Kenny Smith has been in the league, Shaq has been in the league, and sometimes there's conversations that happen behind closed doors that you don't even know about. The chemistry between James and longtime rival Stephen Curry, which led Team USA gold medal run in the 2024 Paris Olympics, reignited social media and TV chatter about a dream scenario where they could play together in one NBA team. As their careers wind up, their two-man game with James as Curry's ball screen partner was Team USA bread and butter in the Olympic Games' most crucial moments, including one of Curry's flurry of three-pointers in the gold medal match against host France. ESPN's front office insider Bobby Marks outlined a pathway that could lead to a James-Curry tandem down the road. LeBron James signed a two-year contract this past off-season, and with the two-year contract there's a player option there, Marks said on NBA Today on August 13. He has a player option. He can become a free agent once again next off-season and pick the team that he would want to go to. That comes with leaving $50 million on the table to go to a team like Golden State and join Steph Curry. I think the big thing is to keep an eye on maybe the summer of 2026. Steph Curry has 2 years left on his contract and has the ability to sign an extension. Curry could become a free agent also, certainly LeBron next off-season, or potentially in the summer of 26 when both could be free agents. Warriors pitch would send Andrew Wiggins' pick for $36 million. The Golden State Warriors entered the 2024 off-season with aspirations of adding more scoring next to Stephen Curry. According to Anthony Slater of The Athletic, as of August 17 they've yet to do so. Entering the off-season, the Golden State Warriors front office identified the need for a more established second scorer next to Stephen Curry as a high-priority, team sources said. Slater wrote on August 15, after striking out on trades for Lauri Markkanen and Paul George, Brandon Ingram could emerge as a potential target. Ingram would provide a secondary scoring punch behind Curry that they haven't had in years. A once historically infallible Golden State offense has fallen off outside of the star guard last season. With Curry off the floor, the Warriors scored just 115.2 points per 100 possessions. That ranks in the 50th percentile and coincided with the team being outscored by 0.5 points per. But even with Curry on the floor, Golden State scored just 19.3 points per 100 possessions, which ranks in the 79th percentile. Last season was only the second since 2015 in which the Warriors didn't boast 220 points per game scorers. The other was the year Klay Thompson missed with injury. Ingram would at the very least replace the scoring lost in Thompson's absence, and he'd add some variety to an offense that is in need of retooling. 775 of Ingram's 117 field goal attempts last season were 2-pointers. No one in Golden State took more than 697. Jonathan Kaming at 2-point shots last season with 3 years remaining on his contract. Wiggins seems unlikely to finish out the deal with the Warriors. Logan Murdoch of The Ringer reported on June 26 that Golden State was planning to aggressively shop the forward this summer. League sources believe Andrew Wiggins, who struggled to find a consistent role last season, will be aggressively dangled in trade talks. Murdoch wrote Wiggins is coming off of his 10th NBA season and his 4th full year with the Warriors. His NTS per game average has decreased each season he spent with the team and finished at 13.2 last year. Attaching the 29-year-old with a first-round pick to acquire Ingram shouldn't be a tall order for Golden State's front office. They were willing to include multiple picks in a deal for George or Marinin. According to Anthony Slater of The Athletic, the Warriors had Paul George and Lauri Marinin atop of select wish list of realistically available and appealing players and chased both in that order. Slater wrote they were willing to sacrifice a chunk of their first draft capital and a slice of their youth movement as the Warriors look to maximize the championship window of Steph Curry. Utilizing Wiggins' contract gives them the best chance at adding more firepower. Brandon Ingram represents one option that could be accomplished prior to the 2024-2025 season start. Report Rich Paul asked the Warriors and Lakers to shut down LeBron trade talks last season. Back in February we learned that their Los Angeles Lakers spoke with the Golden State Warriors about a potential trade that would have sent LeBron James north to San Francisco and paired him with Stephen Curry. James was asked about those talks and said he learned about them when everyone else did, via a WJ tweet indicating things never got very serious, and that was about where that conversation ended. However, after seeing James and Curry dominate together in Paris at the Olympics, there has been a new round of discussion about whether the two could team up at some point before retiring. That led Mark Stein to do a little digging on those pre-deadline talks, where he learned from a source that those conversations between the two teams' owners ended as soon as Rich Paul got wind of talks, as James' agent reportedly implored the two sides to drop the conversations in an effort to keep LeBron from the backlash of another move. It is believed that the Lakers would have reluctantly entertained trade conversations with the Warriors before last February's trade deadline if James wanted them to say seriously engage Golden State on a potential deal. Yet league sources say that the reported talks between the teams at the time never got that far, in large part because James' agent Rich Paul was adamantly opposed to the idea of James swapping Southern California for Northern California. Sources say Paul implored both teams to scrap the concept, despite some owner-to-owner dialogue between the Warriors' Joe LaCab and the Lakers' Jeannie Buss and Green's determination to lobby James to push for relocation to the Bay Area, largely because he wanted to insulate James from potential backlash over switching teams for the 4th time in his career. This showing up in a piece that also includes reporting that the Warriors felt like the Clippers and Jazz weren't negotiating in good faith in George and Marin and trade talks, leads me to believe this is a further effort from Golden State to show effort in adding star talent around Stephen Curry. After Curry's sensational Olympic run, it's clear he's still capable of playing at the high level, and there is some pressure on them to build a contender around him. And you fan, what do you think of the situation of Rich Paul? Leave your opinion in the comments.